Hello, hello. Welcome to Draw with Stacy. If you're new, I'm gonna take care of a couple logistics here. We are doing a special drawing today, so welcome. Usually don't have these drawings on the weekend until our sip and draw later. See a couple people showing up. Okay, there we go. I think we're good. People should be able to find it easily. Okay, so welcome. This is Draw with Stacy. If you're new and you haven't done this before, we draw together. I will lead you through an instruction. I know some people are here because they're participating in the NAMI event, and we are doing this special drawing for them. So if you haven't been here before, you are going to need a pencil, paper. I do a black outline and pen, and then you want whatever coloring tool you like to use. I do see some of my regulars, so hello, thanks for coming even on the weekend. The drawings take about 45 minutes to an hour. Some of that is coloring, so if you don't want to just stay and listen to me talk while I color, that's absolutely fine. You can leave at any time. If you're having technical difficulties with the video, I suggest doing it when it's not live. So sometimes people will have a lot of problems. If you do it not live, you're not fighting that like streaming, you're just watching it after the fact. And then you can also pause. So if you feel like you're struggling with the drawing or you're racing too much and you're getting behind, then I would suggest don't watch it when it's live. Watch it at the end. Like once it's done, it'll post in full. It'll live on my page forever. And you can watch it and you can pause it as you need to. If you love what you do here today, I'll tell you the drawing in just a minute. If you love what you do here today, we do this Monday through Friday. There's a schedule right at the top of the group. And then on Saturday nights, we do an adult, quote unquote, lots of kids join in on that too, an adult sip and draw. So again, welcome. Thanks for coming. I hope you have fun. I hope you enjoy doing the drawing. And let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what we're drawing today. The event today is typically a walk with a lot of people, and they couldn't do that. So the drawing has to do with walking. We also had dog week this week at Draw with Stacy, so I incorporated that as well. So let me turn on this bright light, flip ya. And here is what we'll be drawing today. So we have our NAMI walk participant and his dog, and I'm going to teach you how to draw this. Now you can change whatever you like about the drawing. If you want your person to have long hair or a different outfit, you can change anything you'd like. If you really want to add a leash, I kind of added the dog after I did him, so it would have been hard to cut a leash into him. You could add a leash in. He's just free walking with his dog today. But again, make any adjustments that you want to make for the drawing, make it your own. And then when you're finished with the drawing, I highly encourage you to load them onto the page. So you can load them directly onto the Draw with Stacy group. You can definitely make yours a girl. You can change it, you come here every day. You can change the drawings however you like. So we are going to get started. So I'm actually going to start with the legs and the shoes. I'm going to start from the lower half up. So I'm going to put a line for my pants, for my lower half. I'm just going to do not too big of a line. This character is pretty lean. It's kind of part of his cartoon look, is he's almost over-exaggerated. His arms are really just long and flowy. So one little line to begin. And this is the back side, so I want to do a little bit of a curve out for the booty. Even our long, skinny cartoon characters have a little booty. And then from the bottom of this curve, you're going to do a line that comes pretty far down your paper. The legs are very over-exaggerated, and that line is going to slightly curve back, but you want to leave room for those big shoes. So just take and slightly curve it back. And then I'm going to stop about there because that gives me room for shoes and for the bottom. I know the NASA launch is happening. I'm kind of bummed. I'm recording it. You know, when we scheduled this, we didn't know the launch was going to be delayed. But remember, if you really want to go, that's a historical event. If you want to go watch the launch, go do that and come back and do this later. Now, the front leg is going to come more straight down, but then it's going to curve out because he's in a stride. He's walking. So come down about to where the booty ends, and then bring your line out, and then curve it back. Because this is where his knee is. But we're making everything very rounded, even with his arms and his elbows. Everything just has a really curved, rounded look to it. Now for this leg, I'm going to complete the pants. I'm going to do a small curve over. Again, I'm making the legs pretty thin. And then same thing on this side. I want a curved line about as wide so the legs are the same size. And now we're going to do the middle. So this is going to come up to, again, just about where the bottom of that booty line is. And then it's going to curve, and then it's going to go into the second leg, and you're going to follow that shape. And then we have our pants. And you can see I made a lot of little extra lines there. I could tell when I started that I wasn't putting the line where I wanted it. So I just keep moving the line around until I get it in the position that I want. And then I go back and I erase those preliminary lines. I also feel like this knee got a little wide, so I'm going to slim it down a little bit. There we go. That works for me. Okay, now with the shoes, I am going to have this foot flat on the ground, and this foot is going to be like he's about to bend this leg and take the step. So for this shoe, I'm going to do a line straight down, and I kind of did his shoes a little bit bigger than his body. They're almost really kind of oversized. And then the base of the shoe is going to come forward. You have a line coming forward. So you've made a letter L. From this front point, you're going to do that front shoe hump. We've done that before. You kind of do a hump and come in, but you're not going to go all the way to the bottom because you're going to put a line for the sole of the shoe. And then from this toe to the ankle, you're just going to do a curved line. So there's shoe number 1. Shoe number 2, this line goes at an angle, and you make it about as long as the other so the shoes kind of match. And then this bottom sole line is going to angle down. Again, kind of about as long as you made the other. You can do that hump for the toe of the shoe, stopping just a little bit short. I'm going to angle my paper because it makes it a little bit easier for me to do this bottom line. And then curve the shoe into the pants. Now we have our 2 shoes. Now NAMI has a green ribbon, and I wanted to do the ribbon on the shoes. You could also add the ribbon onto the shirt if you wanted. So to start with the ribbon, I start with an upside down teardrop. And then I follow the outside edge of that. And I'll come down and out, up and back in until I reach this line. And then I do the other little leg of the ribbon behind. So there's always one piece of ribbon in the front and then one piece that's going in the back that's folded over. And I'll show you guys that again on this shoe. I'm going to go ahead and angle the paper again so that way I kind of get it more up and down. So I'm starting with a teardrop. So there's my teardrop shape. I follow along the edge of that teardrop shape a little further out. There's the top portion of my ribbon. I'm going to extend one of the lines down further, take it up, and then back into this edge you made. And then you just add the other leg of the ribbon on the other side. So yeah, I'll show you that closer. So it's easiest, I think, to start with that teardrop shape and then build around it. If you accidentally did a line through your ribbon both ways, then when you do the pen, you can just erase one of those lines because one piece of the ribbon should be on the top and one piece will be in the back. Now the shirt, I'm going to have this line extend a little bit on each side for the t-shirt. And then just have a line coming straight up on both sides, about even with each other. And again, you could give them shorts, cut a line across the thigh. You can definitely change the outfit up if you like. I'm going to do an angled line out for the sleeve on this side and an angled line out on this side for the sleeve. Now this one's going to go a little bit at an angle up, just about the width that you want the arm. So again, I'm keeping all of his limbs pretty slim. And then I'll do another one angled up a little bit more on this side. About the same length on both. And now you're going to just connect these. So we're just doing a really simple shirt. So you're just doing a curved line that comes up, you're doing an arch, and then comes back down and connects the two sleeves. And then once you have that shape in, you'll put a little tiny half circle up here at the top, and that's where the neck is. We'll build the head right off of this space. So you can erase this little line right here at the top, because that's his neck. Now this arm, we're keeping the arms and the hands super simple. So we're just doing a curved line out and slightly in. And then same on the other side, out and then in. So you kind of would imagine this is around where his elbow would be, but we're not really doing very much detail like that, keeping it really simple. People tend to be the hardest to draw, but you can simplify them in cartooning and they still look like people. Now I'm going to give a thumb, so I'm going to do a little hot dog shape right here. And then I'm going to do 4 more hot dog shapes building off of each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's my hand. A very simple hand, a very simple arm. But again, he has very simple legs and kind of these exaggerated characteristics. So we're just doing the same thing inside of the arms. Now this arm will see a little bit more of a bend in because I wanted him to be giving a thumbs up. So I'm going to have this line come out a little bit and then curve it back out. And then on this other side, you follow that shape to finish the arm. And so if you're giving a thumbs up, you're seeing it would be this side. You're seeing the thumb and then you're seeing the fingers curve in, okay? So I am going to draw my thumb straight up. And then my 4 little hot dog shapes, they're going to actually be off to the side here. So I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is my thumbs up. Now, if you wanted to add like a leash in his hand, you could just put like a kind of an angled line coming down on the other side and then do a leash for the dog. So kind of see how I did that, just very simple. Or you can have your dog just walking on the sidewalk like I had mine. Now the face, we're going to do a line out of the neck, give him an actual neck. And then at the top of that neck, I'm going to put a circle for the head. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're actually going to add hair on the top. So if you have mistakes or you have any bumps up here, it's okay because we're going to add hair in to that space. On the side of the head, you're going to do 2 little partial circles for the ears. From the top of the ears, I'm going to do the bang area, and I kind of had mine come up to a little point and then down the other side. So that's his hairline. And then I wanted little spikes on the top of his hair, like he kind of has it gelled up. So I just did 3 tiny little triangular shapes right next to each other. And now when I do this, I will erase this line here. So that will all be part of the head, like that. Sometimes your lines are so small and they're so close to the other space that you can sometimes just leave the line. Just make sure you go along the lines you want to keep in pen, and then we erase all those other little lines at the end. I'm going to do 2 circles for eyes. And I did a small curve across the eye. Oh, I can hear the countdown. That's really exciting. And a little circle of light inside of the eye. Now the nose is a very simple little angled line, just a tiny little curved line for the nose. And then a really over-exaggerated large smile. And we'll do a line inside the mouth for the teeth. I can hear it. They are watching it in my living room, so I can hear it going off. So that's your person. Now on the shirt, you could do another ribbon. You could, I wrote the word NAMI on it. I think today I'm just going to do another ribbon. So I'm going to do that teardrop shape in the middle. I'm going to build the lines off the outside edge. I'll keep this line going down, up, back into that space, and then you put that other leg of the ribbon on the other side. Just like that. Really simple, really easy to do those ribbons. Bye, have a good rest of your day. Now I'm going to put a little bit of ground line in. I'm going to have a little bit coming off of this foot and then a little behind this foot. So like you're just kind of seeing some of the sidewalk. And then in this space is where I'm going to put my dog. So I'm going to draw almost a rectangular shape, but it's going to have a curved end. So I'm coming up, curving around, and then coming back down. And I'm leaving room for the head of the dog, and I'm leaving room for the tail of the dog. The tail will come off this back end and it will curve up to a point, and then it's going to come down and just be a bunch of lines coming down. We're doing a really furry, hairy dog. Same down here. You're going to have a bunch of fur line. Lots of fringe on this dog. The face will build off of this, and it's almost a kind of a teardrop shape too. It's just more rounded on the nose. So you curve it like you're going to make a teardrop, but then you round the nose and bring it back in. So see, if I had gone out to a point, then it looks like a teardrop. I'm going to put 2 angled lines across right here for the collar of the dog. You can erase this body line too that goes inside of the head. I'll end up adding a lot of hair in this area. And then for the ears, I'm going to have one ear that comes up, angles down towards the face, and then curls back around and back down. So it's almost like if you were making a letter P, like a bubble letter. You can do the same on the other side. So you can see it again here. You're going to come up, you're going to angle down, curve it back in, and then that line to connect the ear. Oh, is that not even on camera? I'm sorry. I just realized that. And then I'm going to add the nose here on the end. So just kind of an oversized upside down triangle for the nose. And then a circle here for the eye. And again, I'll put a little line through it towards the top, add another little circle within, and then one more tiny circle for my circle of light in the eye. And then a little smile. And so now I'm ready to come in with my pen. I will add a lot of detail work to this dog when I'm using the pen. So I'm going to go ahead and just start there since we were on the dog anyway. So what I'll do here is the collar, of course, I want to stay nice and clean and straight. So I'll put that in first. But now with this line, I'm just making all of these wavy lines along the back edge. I'm going to keep his tail on this side pretty straight, and then this side you'll see you're just lifting your pen and just doing line, 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 line. And there's some spacing between it, but it'll end up just looking more like fur. I'm not going to do this line here. I'm just going to pick up on the back and just, again, kind of wavy lines. I get down to this end and I just kind of zigzag along the edge. And again, kind of waving up the body. So see, and that just gives this dog this kind of hairy fur look. And I'll put some lines in here as well. They don't all have to be the same length. And it just looks like that kind of dog that has all the hair that's hanging over the side, like they end up looking like a duster. And I'm going to do it in the face as well. So I'm coming into these face lines and just doing some kind of little dash lines. I'll do it up into the ear, make the ears look more furry. It's just kind of a sketch pattern. Keep that line pretty straight. Put my nose in. I can color in my nose. And then I'll make this a little furry too. Just do some little zigzagging. That smile. And my eye. And then see, I just left that little circle of light for the detail of the eye. So see, then your dog has this really hairy look, and you just achieve that by doing messy lines. It's kind of fun. It's a fun way to do drawing because you don't have to be neat and clean, and you don't have to have perfectly straight lines. And it gives you a look of fur. So now I'm just going to come over all of the lines in my walker. So what is everyone, if you're here because you're participating with NAMI today, what other activities have you done besides the drawing? I think there was a yoga before me, but I didn't look and see what other activities you guys are doing. Are some of you walking, like walking in your neighborhoods? I was very happy to support this organization because I think mental health awareness is so important, and I think especially right now too, people, you know, being quarantined and hanging out inside more, and like people are noticing, I think, more some of that with themselves. Maybe they never thought they had any sort of mental health problems. I know I have days that I just feel like I'm losing my mind. So hopefully you guys are doing some other fun activities today for this, for those of you that registered for the event. And if you liked drawing and you want to do more of it, you can always come back. I'll be back here at 8:30 tonight for the sip and draw, which is always a good time. A lot of people use it as their date night or an activity to do with their friends. People kind of meet up online in groups and draw together. And I'm going to change on this eye just a little bit where I put that circle of light. And I'm almost done with my outline work. Just need to come in and do my shoes. When I'm going over the outline of that ribbon, I usually do it the same exact way that I drew it. Just so I don't accidentally cut across the ribbon on both sides, but trust me, I've drawn and done that many times. Once you color, you don't even notice. That's a thing with drawing. You know, a lot of people, you might be drawing right now and thinking you don't like the way it looks, or it looks goofy, or you can see the little mistakes you made. And, first thing I always say is we're always our own worst critic. So all of the little mistakes you might see, probably nobody else sees. And then on top of that, drawings can sometimes look slightly goofy until you add the color into them. Sometimes we draw and the drawing almost looks good without any color. Or you could just do little tiny spaces of color. But some drawings, they just need to be colored. And once you get them colored in, any little, a line that you didn't get as straight as you wanted, or a shape you didn't get as even as you wanted, they work out. Once they're colored in, you won't see all of those. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new and you absolutely love this and you want to do more, but that we've done tons of drawings at this point. So there's a whole, if you look under, there's a section on Facebook when you're in a group, and it's called topics. And if you look under the topic that's called daily drawings, or you look under the topic that is called Sip and Draw, that's where all of the videos we've done live. And so you can watch them anytime. There's also, I do have a YouTube channel where they load there as well. There's always a delay. It usually takes about a day for them to go to YouTube from the day we did them. And then I think there's 2 that are missing. The very first drawing we ever did never made it to YouTube because I was still learning. And then we did a Beatles night, and that one is not on there because it had copyright issues, because you could hear Beatles music playing in the background. So silly, but what are you going to do? Okay. I'm going to color the inside of the mouth here pink. Sometimes we'll do it in black, but a lot of times if you're making it look more kind of cheerful, I would say go for a pink. So like you're seeing the inside of the mouth. And then the teeth, I just leave like this. You can do more to that and do little lines, teeth lines. I'm just keeping this very simple. I like to teach you guys simple, the basics. We do some drawings sometimes that are a little more complex, but most of the time, if you are, you consider yourself an artist, which I consider everybody an artist, but for you, this is more about getting the idea, and maybe you will pick up some tips along the way. But I love seeing what you come up with, how you make the drawing special to you and unique to you, the little things you add into the background. I could teach you and do all of these backgrounds and give you 3-hour lessons, but I'd rather open your mind and let you come up with other things to add. So I'd rather you look at this and think, oh, what could I put on this? Okay, I want a sunshine, or no, wait, I'm going to put a tree, or, I want to put a dog leash. I really love seeing that. So if you are comfortable sharing your art, we love it when you post them onto the page. I will make an album as soon as this drawing is over. I will make an album on the group as well, or if you just want to post it on your own Facebook, you can do that too. It looks like Leslie just shared a hashtag, NAMI Walks NorCal, and if you do that, you can that makes it easy for people to find with hashtags. Like I post on Instagram, and you always do hashtags because it categorizes them. It's like putting them in categories. So yeah, but you can also share them on the group directly on the Stacy Draws page, or we'll have an album for NAMI, anywhere you want to share, and then just use that hashtag, NAMI Walks NorCal. In fact, maybe I'll write that on this drawing. But it's fun to see the art. Share your art. Even if you think it's horrible, you know what? Share your art, because probably the only one who thinks it's horrible is you. I like all the art. I love scrolling the group and just looking through the albums and looking through the photos and seeing what everyone creates. I also do have an Instagram, Draw with Stacy, and if you share it with me there, I can share it with my group as well there. Stacy with an E. If you reach the Instagram that says Draw with Stacy without the E, and there's only one picture, that picture is basically a landing page saying, nope, you're not on the right one. Go to a different one. That's what happens when you have a name that is spelled a little bit differently than most spell it. The most common is without the E, so everything you see is done without the E. All right, colored in his shoes. Now my dog, I'm just gonna do him kind of a gray color. I'll color him in, and then I will put some extra little detail, just lines, just again to accentuate that he's a furry, hairy dog. I guess almost all dogs are furry, but this one is more hairy. It's that long hair. That top of the eye, I'm going to color in darker. And then see, I'm just going to put lines all through it. I guess I felt like you needed a sound effect there for that. Put some in the face. Again, just pushing a little bit harder and giving the dog that hairy look to him. And I'm going to color in my pants. Lots of blue going on, 2 different shades of blue. And you can add all kinds of background to this. Have him out walking on a sunny day. You could also have him walking with a friend, draw another person, switch up the hair, switch up the outfit. Having them in matching shirts would be cute though, because we do that a lot, right? When we do kind of team walks, you'll match your shirt up with all your buddies that you're walking with. So that would be a good one. And then lastly, I'm just going to color in I have a kind of a peachy skin tone. And I'll come in and do his arms and his neck and head. And if you're new, it's always a cartoon style drawing. We've done a lot of different topics. The weekday drawings, Monday through Friday, are more geared towards kids. We do a lot of, cartoon characters, Disney characters. We do a lot of animals. Next week is food theme, so we're drawing only foods all week. Each day will be a different food-related drawing. And then the Saturday night sip and draw, they are still animated, but we do kind of a little more, adult theme. We've drawn cocktails, we did Beatles, we've done cars, wineries, the Golden Girls, Bob Ross, lots of variety. So. And then I will just take a light green and along this bottom edge a little bit, I will color in, just add a little bit of color down here to the walkway. So if you're coloring with pencils, just know you can always use the side edge. And it just gives a lighter color, not as harsh. And there we go. And let me write that. I'm going to put share your art. And I'll add this picture into the group too as soon as I'm done. Hashtag NAMI walks NorCal. There we go. And I always sign my art. You can do a signature, or you can do your name on the group. I always have people do their name and their location. And if you're brave, you can throw your age in there. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys in another drawing. I will be drawing back here again tonight at 8:30 p.m. We are doing a fruit theme drawing because we ordered hand pies. A lot of us did. And don't forget to share your art. You can post it directly into the album, or you can post it directly onto the page. So thank you much. Have a great one, guys.